Hey, what's up, guys? We've got something interesting to discuss today. The proverbial cat is out of the proverbial bag. Here you see before you is the Steam store page for Train 3 SimWorld. Wait, I'm sorry. Train SimWorld 3. There we go. Yeah, I told you guys. Nobody believed me. I knew this was coming. You know, not that one of the Dovetail employees kind of, let slip that it was coming, but it was coming, and it's almost here. This is why Dovetail have been kind of quiet, running silent and running deep for several months now, because they've been working on this, which was pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious what was going on. But today was the big day. They teased the ever-loving bejesus out of it for the past 24 hours with some weird video thing. But we're just going to go over what it's going to cost, just kind of talk about some things, look at some pictures, watch a video, look at an article, and just also let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I can't say I'm excited. I can't say I'm not surprised. It's Dovetail's thing. They released the same game, just in a new, nice little bow-wrapped box. They did it with Train Sim Classic. They're doing it with Train Sim World. But anyway, there's a little video here. If some of you have been living under a rock, just in case, and have not seen this little video, we'll go ahead and play this right quick. This music is terrible. Rap rock. Rock rap. Hip hop rock. Hip hop rock. Rock pop. Rock hip. So it's clear a lot of this is just truly cinematic, not gameplay footage.
Click, clack. Click, clack. Click, clack.
Right. Now, you guys know, I'm not going to be the first one to make a clickbaity video about this. And I'm sure as hell won't be the last. But you guys, most of you also know, I'm no Dovetail ball coddler. Okay? I'm not going to be all sitting here, oh, that's brilliant. This is brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. Because I don't get free DLC to have first looks, first and foremost. So I'm not trying to kiss ass to get free content. Shiny don't roll that way. You get crystal clear shiny bonbon every time. Okay? That video was okay. The music was cringe. The song was almost a clear and blatant ripoff of Ludacris, one Ludacris from Hotlanta, Georgia, and his song, hit classic in the early 2000s, was it? Move, bitch, get out the way. I'll probably even get copyrighted just for saying that right now. What are they doing? Who does this media stuff for Dovetail? Like, did they pay someone to record that? I hope that was someone that already worked at Dovetail that made that rap rock song, because that was bad. It's just bad. It's stupid. It's a train sim. I get it. We all have different tastes and likes in music. That's not the issue. I feel like they kind of, a lot of you guys will recall from Train Sim Classic days, they kind of tried to harken back to, what was the video? Was it Train Sim Classic 2015, where it was kind of like the same thing? There was one with the announcement of Sherman Hill, and it had the GTEL and stuff like that, and that video was actually kind of cool. But again, it was all cinematic. It wasn't in-game footage. It's just a lot of BS, A little wankage, if you will. But anyway, so yeah, that song was stupid. It kind of reminds me a little bit from the Train Sim World 2 Marvel Avengers ripoff that they did for the intro to the game. That was just terrible too. But anyway, we're going to go over a few things here. I'm going to try and stay somewhat positive. I call it like I see it, I'm a dingus. I have an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. That's all it is, So let's just take a look at it here. So, conquer American mountains as you haul incredible tonnage with the workhorses of industry. Get the British capital's commuters to work in record time and race state to state. Wait, race state to state aboard German high-speed traction. I'm sorry. Master the Machine will Train Sim World 3. Okay. So, release date, September 6th. Just about 30 days. Something tells me they don't have this available, ready, to ship anytime soon. They're going to be, bloody hands trying to get this thing done within a month's time. September 6th. Now, one of the things that kind of right off the bat, aside from that cringy, song in the video, look at the prices. Pre-purchase Train Sim World 3 Standard Edition, $50. $49.99. That's American doll hair, clambacks, Benjamins, greenbacks, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is if you're in other parts of the world. That's a lot. That's almost double what Train Sim World and Train Sim World 2 and Rush Hour cost, isn't it? Kind of. It's like twice that. And then here, so that's standard edition. Here you've got the deluxe edition, deluxe. $60. You get a whopping 10% if you get it before September 6th, the release date. Now, I'm fairly certain they're doing some kind of thing, which is also extremely cringy, if I'm honest, where you're going to get 2.7 minutes early access, right? If you buy this. It's really 4 days. I'm just being sarcastic because I'm very sarcastic. You're going to get 4 days early access for this incredible price. Now, I'm not sure if it's one of these or both of these, but I know there's an early access thing. So they're doing that whole thing. They're pulling an Ubi, they're pulling a EA, they're pulling a every other gaming company that's done this pre-order early access bullshit. What the hell? Okay? Come on. So it is going to be available for Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox One and Series X, PlayStation 4 and Cinco. And it's also going to be on Xbox Game Pass. Now, you're not going to be able to play it 120 seconds early release, but you can still get it on Game Pass for what's Game Pass, $10 a month. So that's kind of worth it just to try it out, right? But yeah, it's BS early access, and they're going to have regional bundles. So let's, I'm crap at editing. I just on the fly here. I just got this stuff we're going to take a look at. So I'm going to tab over there. These are the regional bundles. What are they doing? Okay, choose your bundle. U.S. Starter Pack, Training Center, and Cajon. Oh, I didn't even go over that. I'm sorry, guys. For those that did not know. I'm getting ahead of myself. So you're going to get Cajon Pass. Woohoo! Cajon Pass from the original Train Sim Classic. And I would be very, very willing to bet that it's pretty much ripped from Train Sim Classic. Of course, Train Sim World-ized, if you will. We'll go over these a bit later here in a minute. But Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel-Würzburg, and then Southeastern High Speed, London, Ashford, and Faversham. And some of you may be thinking, what the hell? We already have that. The hell? You're right. We do already have that. But this is an extension. Kind of Dovetail Games' first Train Sim World extension, right? So anyway, we'll cover all these in a moment. German Starter Pack, Training Center. So it's essentially the country. It's not Train Sim World, by the way. It's Train Sim 3 Country World is what this ought to be called, honestly. And let's talk about this logo for a minute. The moment I saw this, and I don't know how their media department, however the hell they work over there at Dovetail, did not see this and think, hey, that looks like that whack-ass Australian company's video game logo called Trains with a Z or Z for my European friends. This logo looks just like that. Could they even possibly get in trouble with this logo? Plus, it doesn't make sense. It looks like it literally says Train 3 SimWorld. It looks like it's like trying to be too fun. Yeah, it's so fun. Like, come on. It's a train simulator. I mean, you can have fun, but this isn't Fortnite. This isn't Apex Legends. That's what I'm getting here. It's like they're trying to get into every genre they possibly can pull one extra sale from when I see that logo. Now, it's like if we're going further down the rabbit hole as the years progress. I swear to Tom Cruise's God. So yeah, here's your regional doodop bebop prices here. $40. Still $40. So if you just want, an American route in the training center, $40. Still. Then there's going to be the standard edition, which you're going to get this. And then you're going to get deluxe pre-order bonus. 4 days early access and bonus decal pack. What does this remind you of? It's just like Forza Horizon territory. Like, it's sad. It is sad, Whatever, let's try to keep this train rolling. Pun intended. But yeah, 4 days early access, blah, blah. Bonus decal pack. You're going to get a tornado, a thundercloud, and a sun with a smiley face. No thanks. Just do the early access, maybe. I mean, nobody wants this, but they gotta act like they're giving you something else, right? They gotta act like they're, even though nobody's gonna use that. 3 or 4 people use that, sure. But all right. So anyway, you're gonna get Spirit of Steam. Okay, cool beans. So yeah, this is it. Way too convoluted and just over the top. Just do like a standard edition and a pre-order. I mean, and just maybe have like a normal price. Maybe yeah, it took some work building all these routes, blah, blah, blah. But why is this any different than the previous games or Rush Hour? You know what I mean? I don't understand. So we'll go back to the Steam page here. So September 6th, you can pre-order it and get 4.7 seconds early access. It's now a few things that are kind of gone over in some of the articles you can read, which we'll go over in just a moment. There are some notable things and noticeable things within this little intro and other pictures and things like that they've shown off that is new. Now, mind you, the Unreal Engine has not changed. They are using the same blasted Unreal Engine variant quadrant from Train Sim World 2. Same engine. So it's not an engine update. So that's pretty weird. But anyway, bunch of fun stuff. All right, so here's the deets. All this up here is like bleh. You can read it, cool. But this is the meat right here. This is the pearl within the oyster, right here. Okay, so we're getting a Gevo. So let's dive into that for a minute, guys. Just like all Train Sim World stuff with most routes, you're lucky to get a new loco at all, right? With this new Train Sim World 3, we're getting one new train set, and you'll see that in just a moment. That's ICE 1, the first gen intercity German high-speed train. So anyway, we're getting reused G-Voyage, which is going to be BNSF. ICE 1, as you can see here. 395 Javelin, so we're getting that again. Like I said, it's literally Southeastern High Speed extended, so it goes further south, I guess. You're going to get 9 trains. We'll go over those just a minute. Highly detailed feature-rich driving cabs. True-to-life performance and handling. Training center. Scenarios. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And it's going to be 0.00 megabytes. They have somehow compressed the ever-loving bejesus out of the game, so it's so minimal. It's not going to take anything on your hard drive at all. That'd be amazing, though, because sometimes I install the game unless I need to use it, for playing or video or whatever, just because it's so massive. It's like almost as bad as Flight Sim World. Anyway, system requirements. 64-bit, Windows 8.1. God, I wish I had Windows 8.1. Windows 10 or 11. i5 4690 at 3.5 gigahertz, or AMD Ryzen 5 1500X at 3.7, 8 GB RAM. NVIDIA 750 or 460 with 2 GB RAM. Okay, this is horse crap right here. There's no way. If you have these specs and you get this game with what's coming with these new volumetric clouds, which we'll get to, I'm getting ahead of myself as usual. This is like bare minimum. These are getting by specs, okay? 2 GB VRAM. So recommended Intel i5 11600K at 3.9 gigahertz or 5600X at 3.7, 8 gigabytes RAM. 3070 or 6800. And yeah, the rest is the same. So that's like, I'm barely at this level. I've got a friggin' RX 6700 XT with 12 GB VRAM. So this is like the slightly better one than the one I have. So that's crazy. And I have a 5800X, which isn't much greater than this, but a lot of this game is going to be locked to your CPU anywho diddly. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some pictures. So we'll just kind of scroll through these a minute, and we'll just kind of go over what you're going to get here. So first things first, you're going to get Kastelversberg, which is going to be 186 kilometers. So that's usually like twice a mile amount. I don't get how kilometers work, but so it's like 80-something miles, 90 miles, something like that. You're going to get the ICE-1, which is obviously the first generation IC, or intercity train, which also, oddly, is the only new train in the entire game. You're going to get the ICE-3, which we had in Train Sim World 2. Those will operate on a different speed on the track because something about the weight or some kind of jargon. I'm not totally sure about that. We're going to get the DBBR 185.2 for freight services. Now, the thing about freight services on Kastelversberg is the fact that they're really only going to be at the end sections of the routes, unless it comes to nighttime, which in real life, as per real photographs across the interwebs, they do run across this high-speed bit of trackage at nighttime, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to use the DBBR 185.2, you can use them at night, which, I'm not a fan of driving at night, whether it be train sim, truck sim, whatever, especially train simulator, because night lighting is terrible. So that kind of sucks. But again, it's just like it's like garnishment on an entree. Nobody eats it, nobody cares, but it's there. You know what I mean? So you're also going to get the Southeastern High-Speed Extension, which you can see here, which is going to be 89 miles, I think. It's going to have, what you can kind of see here in the picture a little bit, it's going to have updated OHLE, or overhead line equipment. They updated the signaling, a little bit of scenery updates and things like that. It's obviously going to have the Javelin Class 395, which we already had. It's going to have the Class 375, which we already had. It's going to have the Class 465, which we already had. And guess the last one, it's going to have the Class 66, which we already had. It's also going to come with 2 freight cars. I don't know what they're called, MJE and RFT or something like that. One of them's new, the other one's from the older game. So that's Southeastern High Speed Extension. And then there's going to be Cahoon Pass, which is 85 miles. And those familiar know what Cajon Pass is. It's some of the most challenging grades of the Transcon out west, which is in the western part of America, in California. And it's basically from Barstow to San Bernardino, which both of those areas have pretty considerable yards. So fairly large yards. I think there's Amtrak stations at both of those, isn't there? Of course, we're not going to have Amtrak. Maybe there will be like an add-on at some point. But, it's 2 trains a day. So it's one of those things. And that, of course, is going to come with the ES44C4, which we pretty much already had, and the SD40-2, which we pretty much already had. So, a couple other things. We'll just leave it on this picture. It's a nice, colorful picture. So, new things with Train Sim World 3. As you can see here by this photograph, it's going to have new dynamic weather and volumetric clouds, 3 dimensions, which includes, thunderstorms, lightning, snowstorms, and shadow casting. So these new clouds call shadow casting. Now, while that is cool as hell, that can be very taxing on your system. We're talking about more 3D stuff in the air, and those 3D stuffs casting shadows. Most pieces of hardware should be able to work with that, I would assume. There's going to be varying levels of settings you can mess with, according to graphics for the game. But I will say the new sky looks good. That is one kudo from me personally so far. It looks way better. The update that they did in Train Sim World 2, where they added the newer skybox, that looked way better than the original. The original one really looked terrible. It just looked so flat. It was like, I don't know, it was like cookie cutter type stuff. You know what I mean? It looked terrible. But these look pretty decent. And if you see a couple of video of these, the only thing about them is when they are in motion, because they move what seems to be quite fast and unnatural, kind of weird looking. And they do this weird morphing and metastasizing kind of motion, and they start to kind of look a little weird. So hopefully that's like a time-lapse thing in these trailers that they're trying to make look cool and fun and all that. And it's actually slowed down in the game because the movement can look kind of weird, if I'm honest. Now, that, of course, comes with the new overhauled lighting system. So they have completely removed the lighting system from Train Sim World 2. Now, some of the before and after pictures that I've seen do not look that great. It just looks brighter. Like some of the stuff looks brighter for whatever reason. They've added eye adaptation, which you could already use before in Train Sim World 2 in an INI setting, which basically meant that, say you were looking down, right? Imagine the sun's up here, and it's kind of bright. And then if you look up towards the sun, things will get kind of dark because it takes into effect, what your eyes do naturally as a, human being. And your irises, the little black hole in the middle of your eyeball, contract or expand. So it has an effect like that. So that's within this as well. But I'm questioning whether or not there's better night lighting, because out of all these photos, there's no night shots, right? So I'm thinking not. I don't know. We'll see. But they've added a new user interface. Now, I don't know what the HUD looks like, but as far as the new user interface from the menu, it's just whatever. I don't really care about stuff like that. It's just, again, the stuff that I've seen from it, it just looks more like Fortnite-y. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I don't, this is a sim. This is about trains. This isn't about D-bags with blue hair and bandanas, that drink 17 Red Bulls an hour. Okay? This is about trains. Anywho, it has no addition to the scenario planner. So if you want to create your own scenarios, you're essentially just creating quick drives. So nothing has been changed for the scenario planner. They have added this, the training center. So those of you with very, very keen eagle, hawk, bird of prey eyeballs will notice, if you've got Train Sim Classic, we already had this. The Academy Center within Train Sim Classic. That is this. one of the cool things about this, and I'll give them another kudo mark with my little imaginary check and marker, is now if you get a new DLC or item or add-on or whatever and you fire that bitch up, it's not going to be some slow-talking dude that, makes you face plant into your desk from boredom running you through a tutorial, okay? It's going to be you hop in this, you do a thing, and then you go to the real location and do your thing there. So it's not going to stop you. If you're like, oh man, this looks great, I want to get right in, and then it's like, welcome to Train Sim World 3's Castle Verse. None of that crap. Okay, it's going to be this training room. You can just test stuff out right here, mess around. I'm sure you can probably walk all in that building and all kinds of stuff. Now, what else is funny about this whole training area here is those of you that are aware that watched the little intro video, this little teaser thing that they did for like 24 hours straight, that is this area. So a lot of people were like, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. I was even confused a lot of times, like, what the hell route is this? It's the training center. It's based on some training center in Deutschland or Germany. So that's what this is. That's what that little teaser video was. Anywho, so that's the training center. They did something new with the AI passengers. Let's see if we can find some here. You can see them over here. They have umbrellas. Oh my gosh, they don't look like total dinguses standing in blustering rain or snow. They have umbrellas. So, yeah, when it's raining or crappy weather, they pop umbrellas out. GG, I guess. Another thing they started to do with this new Train Sim World 3 and the new options and, little gags or whatever they are within the game is there's going to be arcing and sparks within overhead line equipment or, DC, third rail shoe, all that stuff. So, and also like in real life, depending on the humidity in the air or the dew point and just the weather in general, will have a determining factor on whether or not they will spark more or less, which is kind of cool. Now, I've kind of noticed some of these things along the way because the latest Isle of Wight update that we got from Rivet has that. So it's like, there's no telling how long they've been working on this stuff, but little things are kind of getting snuck in, and I feel like that's one of those things, which was on that Isle of Wight 2022. So there's that. There's going to be new snow effects, rain effects, and wind effects. But if you ask me, they should have changed the rain overall, because while these little droplets on the ground, I guess they look okay. When you're walking around, do you really notice that in real life? I don't. Just saying. But the actual rain, the stuff suspended in air, the hydrogen and oxygen droplets, still looks like ass. They look like ice daggers. Like if you walked under that, it would impale you to death. That looks terrible. They need to fix that somehow. I mean, that should have been one of the big things, right? They fixed snow. We got new snow with the Harlem line, which looked really good considering how it used to look. So, there you go. Raindrop effects. One of the other things, which I don't think we're going to see it here. Ah, yes, here we go. So, like some stuff, some add-ons in Train Sim Classic, there is this kind of snow drag effect going on. You can see it a little bit here. Now, mind you, a lot of the stuff that the snow effect has that's in Train Sim Classic are really not so good add-ons. So it's kind of like it's their type of thing, Who knows? I'm sure we'll see video and stuff in the coming weeks, days, hours from Dovetail. But so it's going to have snow effects. So if you're going down the line at a high rate of speed hauling ass, it's going to blow the snow up and off the track and, stick to the train and all that good stuff. Although it kind of already did, but, some things still look weird. Like, look at the coupler, completely devoid of snow. There'd still be a little bit up here under the chassis itself and the walkways and stuff like that. But, anywho diddly, that's it for the snow. It's the same Unreal Engine, like I mentioned before. Now, as far as your Train Sim World 2 collection, they have said, let me see if I can get over on it here. Free upgrade. So down here on the left, for owners of Train Sim World 2 versions of Southeastern High Speed and Spirit of Steam routes with purchase of any TSW3 bundle. free upgrades. That's free upgrades. So anyway, I thought that was going to say something else. But anyway, they say that if you've got Train Sim World 2 content, that it will be usable and ported in Train Sim World 3, sorry. And as far as I can tell so far, okay, that didn't really roll out all that great with Train Sim World 2. A lot of people were pissed off. It took them a while to kind of get this stuff in line with the new engine and all that. But this, I can imagine be a lot more smoother, silky, buttery process because it's the same Unreal Engine. They have notated or denoted, although with a tiny asterisk, that these I don't want to say backdated, these preserved routes from Train Sim World 2 while being used in Train Sim World 3 will not use the same, it's either the same lighting or the same weather. It's either both or one of the two, which, you won't be able to have. So, yeah, that's that. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at the pictures. I'll stop blabbing here. That right there looks pretty good. I do like the lighting in that. It's got a nice end of day or early morning color to it. You can actually see the color of the sun underneath the clouds. That is realistic, it's as far as I can tell. Like, skies here where I live, every morning and just about every evening look like this. The sun reflects off the bottom of the clouds, and you get all kinds of crazy colors and stuff like that, and it looks very nice. This looks fairly realistic. The sky itself has a nice graduation between lightness and, that golden twilight hour glow. So that looks pretty nice. Graphically, all this looks the same to me. Like the train, the ballast, the tracks, assets, all that. Don't know. This is obviously the inside of the brand new BNSF Gevo, which I would also like to add. That big announcement Dovetail made several months ago about, everybody across the world can now use BNSF stuff in Train Sim Classic. I knew that this was coming. I knew that this is why they got that shit ironed out, so they could use it in Train Sim World 3. And I swear to you now, we will see Marius Pass at some point. I promise you that. If not, I will shave one of my eyebrows. That is a promise. So anyway, this is on Cajon. Again, old-ass Train Sim Classic route. Like, one of the oldest. So yeah, you're going to get an SD40-2 and ES44 C4, another freaking Gevo. Cool. This is Castle Versberg, and it's not Castle for my fellow Americans. It's not Castle, like King in the Castle, King in the Castle. It's Castle, Kassel, Castle Versberg. So it's Bavaria. It's in the south of Germany. Gorgeous, gorgeous area. I'd love to visit there one day. But yeah, so that's where this is. This is obviously the ICE3 here. Southeastern High Speed, so you're going to get this as part of that instead of it being a separate add-on. Here's your little training center. I'm assuming I think this is in ICE1. Does any keen eyes out there know? Because I can't tell by looking at anything. I'm pretty sure this is not the 185-2. Although the interior is very similar. But looking at this, they leave a lot to be imagined, if you know what I mean, with this whole kind of foggy, rainy. You can't really see what's going on there. So anyway, I think that's the ICE1 interior. I may be wrong. That's obviously the Javelin interior, 395. Very cool train in real life. There it is again with the terrible, terrible looking rain. It's kind of a nice photo as well, if I'm honest. It's a little too colorful, a little too much on the warm side. It could have been cooled down a little bit. It is in the desert, in the west coast. But again, the sky looks all right. The sky looks pretty nice. These clouds, dude, when I first saw these clouds, I was thinking, did they make some kind of deal with Dick Powerhouse, a.k.a. Armstrong Powerhouse? I know his name's not Dick, but that was my initial thought, because these clouds look pretty good, in pictures like this. So, this, I am going to be looking at this. These other two routes, Southeastern High Speed, I'll probably look at the extension bits, and yes, I'll take a look at Kessel-Versberg. But this right here is going to be my main daming. This is what I'm going to be looking at when this stuff drops on September 6th. So it's going to be real interesting to see what they do, what tracks we have, what Barstow, San Bernardino look like, what these locomotives look like, the Dash 2, if they did anything with the sounds. But I'm sure Dovetail's going to get all kinds of information out before then. But something tells me there's not going to be anything new. No rolling stock locomotives. We know the locomotives aren't new. But anywho, there's the ICE-1. I am excited about this thing. These are cool as hell. This is a high-speed line. I just hope it doesn't look like the LGV line. The one that went from Marseille to wherever the hell the other end of the line was. Because that train was amazing. It sounded amazing. It felt amazing. It had nice safety systems and all that good stuff. But the scenery itself was left wanting, sadly. It was terrible. It was muddy. It was like somebody gave a 2-year-old, Unreal Engine and was like, here, make Train Sim World route. And that's what they came up with, Just looks like a muddy mess. Let's go home as well. Yes, it snows in the desert. There's Cajon again in those super-ass colorful containers. I think it's the pink. I think it's the pinks and the fact that none of the colors really look right. Now, again, this is new lighting system. It still looks off to me. But we'll see. This says work in progress. And, of course, this lightweight European rail, as always, and most American stuff from Dovetail Games looks, lightweight and European. There's your training center. This right here, as you can see, that's from the little teaser video they did. Stream, whatever the hell. And then this is a good-looking picture. I like the reflection on the ground here. I don't know how realistic this is going to come into play as far as when it comes game time. But this looks pretty damn good here. That's cool. The lightning bolt, there's going to be lightning and thunderstorms. Now, there was in Train Sim World 2, but it was kind of locked and hidden away. You could do it through a bit of modding, and it looked kind of weird. It was just like a little tip spark. Like, this is legit lightning. I live in the lightning capital of the world. I got a pretty good idea of what lightning looks like, and that looks pretty good. But that's it, guys. Just wanted to kind of go over Train Sim World 3. It is officially announced. I will link everything down below if you want to take a look at the official articles, videos, and all that good stuff. But let me know down below what you think if you're looking forward to this. And if, as always, if I missed anything, do let me know. But that's it for now, guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Take care.